Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Wherever you're tuning in from, welcome back to the channel. Welcome also to Season 3, Episode 7 here with the Railwaymen and Lokomotiv Sofia. It's been really impressive. We've had a bit of a dip, obviously, because our last game was, where is it? It was the Ludogorets game in the Bulgarian Cup, and we got absolutely smacked, as you guys saw on camera, and I got pretty pissed off, so I think that was a bit of it was a bit of a funny game. And so this is what's basically happened in the rest of our season as obviously with going out the Bulgarian Cup, there wasn't really much for me to gun for this season. The things that I needed to gun for was either a top middle, I think it was a mid-table finish, which that's what the board was wanting me to do with the first league so far. Oh, sorry, one moment. With the first league is either going on into Europe. That's the main aim this episode. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through some of these games, and then we'll discuss what the aims are for the split and what we can potentially go on to go into and whether or not we want to play this strategically or just try and get a highest place finish as we possibly can. Right, so the first game that we played was a 1-1 draw against Cherno. I don't think we went ahead. They just absolutely dominated it. We got red carded and yeah, it was a really grim game. But my word, has Nikolov in the last episode and the episodes before, I've been saying that he wasn't good enough. He's not up to scratch. He's not this, and this. He has turned into someone who is absolutely vital for Lokomotiv Sofia. He has been this season 17 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, 1 player of the match. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and he needs to continue playing in this squad. And he's only at the age of 19. He's very, very good at finishing, and all round his football is very good. And I've played him in a different tactic, which I've been playing recently, which has caused some amazing games, and the reason why we're flying so high in the league. Then the next game again was another 0-0 draw against CSKA 1948. This team, I don't think we actually got dominated too badly, but we changed our formation. So I went to a 4-3-3 as shown here. So there's Papazov, Stanchev, Burakov, Nikolov, Steph, Lagoa, Ilevs, Kirchev, Bastanov, and Kirchev and Bastanov have done fantastically well in the defensive areas. Nikolov, Steph, obviously, and Lagoa. He's on transfer. He's going off at the end of the season. Then our big win came against against Lokomotiv Plodvid. This was a huge game because we were sort of dropping down and we needed to gain 3 points. Burakov got 2, he got brace on the day, and Steph with a penalty. Burakov has just been absolutely phenomenal, and he has just been absolutely incredible. We'll go over some of his statistics at the end, after I've discussed the league. So we beat Lokomotiv Plodvid. We then came against CSK Sofia, and we got dominated. This was a phenomenal game, but we kept ourselves in it, but everyone was off the ballpark, as you can see by their overall ratings. So that was a 2-0 loss. Then we got into this run of form where we came against Sozospol, sorry, and this was a fantastic game. We managed to go out there and beat them, and Papazov getting himself on the score sheet, and Burakov again with a brace. Everyone playing fantastically well. We really dominated that game, which was good to see. Then we came up against Barui on a 2-2 draw. Went 2-0 up, then bottled it. Stanchev coming in, and he scored 2 on the day. And as you can see on the statistics, it was sort of very, very close. It was a very close game. Obviously, they had 25 shots, but only 9 on target, whereas we had 15 shots, 10 on target. And we weren't very, I have to admit, we weren't very potent in the final third. We got to the final third, and we'd either just kick it, and you know when they kick the ball on Football Manager sometimes, and you're just like, why have you even shot? And it goes like miles out. It was some of those highlights. And then we came up against Pirin and just utterly dominated this game. It was absolutely incredible. I put this up on, it wasn't this game unfortunately, but Hubachev, Stanchev, Nikolov, Todor and Papazov all on the score sheet. So a collective of defence, midfield and attack on this game, getting the goals. And overall, it was a fantastic game. Really, really good style of play. And then we went into this Arda game. Now, I expected us to go on and win it, and it was just so weird. It was just like none of my players turned up apart from my left and wing backs, and just everyone just played really crap, and it was a really shit game to watch. And they scored really early on, and then I just couldn't. I tried to change tactics 2 or 3 times. It just wasn't working, unfortunately. And then finally, we came into the last game just before starting this episode against Slavia Sofia, and this is what I put up on my Twitter. absolutely incredible from Burakov. He gets 4 on the day. He is so good for this league. He is so fucking good for this league. And as we can see, so we've played all these games, and this is currently where we are in the league. So we've got 2 games left. We currently sit on 36 points. We're in 7th position. I think we're in pole position, really, to go on to the next round to potentially the split. As we see here, if I go on the preliminary phase down here, so 1 to 6 is the championship group, 7th to 10th is the second phase group, and obviously 11th to 14th is the relegation group. But the important thing here, and the reason why I was saying I might have to be a bit more strategic to how we play this, is in the second phase and the second group, which is I think it's 7th to 10th. Obviously, you've got 1st and 4th. We are currently sitting in 1st place when that league splits at the moment, if we went in the same points as we are at the moment, and that puts us onto a European Places playoff final. Now, that is good, and that means that we could potentially go on into Europe, and it is really, really important that I think this year we really do try and gun for that position. But the issue is that if we're getting on into the championship group, and this means obviously in the top 6 spots, which is Chernomor currently, Brui, CSK Sofia, Levski, Botev, and Ludogorets, we are going to be playing against some of Bulgarian's best teams in this league. And something tells me that we would probably either be 5th or 4th. If we get 4th, this is dependent on the winner of the Bulgarian Cup. So obviously, if a smaller team takes it, you're not in Europe. And when I go on to competitions, the Bulgarian Cup currently, this is what's going to happen. So in the semi-final, CSK Sofia are up against Ludogorets and Levski against Barui. So CSK and Ludogorets, they're going to basically, whoever comes out on top is obviously going to go through. But this makes a huge issue because if Ludogorets go through to the final, let's say Levski do, and if Levski win, obviously they're in the competition, they're 3rd. But if Barui go on and win, then in the competitions, Barui are 5th. So this could really affect us if we go into the championship group. So for me, I wouldn't mind actually going into the second phase split and then going on to European Places playoff final. Granted, it would be more risky, but I think Lokomotiv Sofia our team could potentially go on and do it. And what I'll do is, so that's basically what I wanted to have a chat about, is basically what we can do this game and the next game afterwards, as it's going to be huge because obviously we've got Levski and Botev, so we've got 2nd and 3rd to play in the last games of this episode. But something tells me I think if we lose both of them, let's say, we still go into the second phase group because we can't actually drop out. We've managed to secure ourselves a spot in this group, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's just absolutely brilliant that we've managed to get ourselves basically mid-table. And when the split comes, we're going to be safe. Now, I wanted to show you some of the statistics, which is absolutely amazing. Is it on player overview? Preslav Burakov is 2 goals above the second player for the leading goal scorer of the Bulgarian First League. This player has been absolutely incredible. So if we come down here and we have a look at his XG. So for the Bulgarian First League, he's nearly playing at double what his XG is. So his XG for this season is 11.38. He's on 17 goals in 21 appearances. He's just been absolutely phenomenal. He's absolutely an amazing player, and I think deserved of of the play that he has. His style is very rugged and very sort of target man-esque. He sort of reminds me a little bit of. He's not as tall. I don't think he's very tall as a player. He's 6'2". It's sort of like having a Bulgarian Peter Crouch. He just seems to get everywhere in the box, and he's just brilliant for our club and really, really successful in the position that he plays, which is a target man on support and sometimes on attack. And so he's had 22 appearances, 17 goals, 2 assists, and 5 player of the matches. Obviously, last season it was a bit more on the assisting side because obviously with Papazov being in the sort of midfield. But this is the current formation that I am playing. So it's a 4-3-3. We've got Hubachev and Smirnov. But here we go, guys. So this is something that's really cool. We have one of our own in the very, very first and beginning lineup here, as this is Giorgio Sominov. He has come in 17 years of age and he's already playing at first league level. He's not very consistent, which is a bit of an issue, but my goodness me, he has come on and he's actually put in the shift. He hasn't got any assists yet, but he's been brilliant so far, and he's so quick and agile. So he just gets up. His crossing may not be great, but I put a bit more emphasis onto that. And hopefully he can start to build that up and we can start to see a really, really good player. But all I care about is that he's one of our own. I could not care that he isn't technically, but he came from De Bruyne in the second league when I went from last season, but he's just absolutely incredible. He's really, really developed. And so he's come into the team and he actually is our best centre. He's our best, apart from Bustanov, who's currently, but he plays a defender. He's there, and it's Simonov who's basically our only. He's pretty much now going to be our starting left back. Starting right back. Sorry. And Hubachev is playing on that position because I think Ilev is out injured. Yes, he is. Now, also another player to bear in mind is Giorgio Yordanov. So he's come up. I've tried to send him out on loan, but he's current second league level. I'm going to try and get him out on loan for next season or once he turns 18. But I think just having him in the squad has really, really made him develop. And he's starting to become quite a decent striker. He hasn't got the best in some areas. It's not the greatest. But the fact that he's one of our own is really, really good to see. And so what I need to talk about is obviously this formation. So we've got Stanchev, who's coming in as a 22-year-old. He's brilliant, fantastic so far. He's coming in as a false 9. Burakov is out there on attack and Papazov as an advanced forward. Then I have Vlad. I'm actually going to take off Vlad because I'm going to have Vlad playing as a centre mid. What are you doing? Why am I bringing Lagoa on? I wanted Vlad. Thank you very much. There we go. So it was Nikolov as a Mazzala on attack, and he's been absolutely phenomenal from that position. I've then got, what's his name? I've got Todor currently playing as a deep line playmaker on either support or defend. I think it's usually on support. And Vlad is in that central midfield playing on support. And these guys have been absolutely phenomenal. They've been so good into that really industrial midfield that I've been really looking after. So what I'm going to do, that's a lot of talking, so I do apologise. But basically, to get on this game, we're playing a 4-3-3. A few other games that are going on. Let's go. Proceed to the match. So we're playing a 4-3-3, and some of the players aren't great with the formation, but that's okay. Everyone's sort of started to really understand this formation, which is brilliant to see. So we start our first game here against Levski in the Bulgarian First League. 2 games off, potentially either going into that championship group or the second league, or the second split. I'd preferably like to keep it to the second split, but if we go into the championship group, I think that's just been an amazing season. Regardless or not, if we get out there and we get into Europe, I think that has to go down as one of the best seasons I think I've taken them so far. Everyone's inspired and motivated, which is brilliant to see. And I'll just spam through this. I don't know what to say on those ones. So we come into this with 3 wins, a loss, and a draw, which is really good to see. And a little nice one of Simonov, the regen there. And Levski come in with 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. So they're exactly on the same form, just a bit different to ours. And it is going to be 3rd against 7th. And here we go. Let's start the game. And hopefully we can get going here, as there's an immediate highlight in the first minutes with Lokomotiv Sofia as Stoev and Kusev there. Todor all the way to Stanchev, but here comes, who is that? Is that Nikolov? Nikolov's coming forward for Lokomotiv Sofia. He's somehow fired the ball straight at the opposition, and Todor's out wide. Oh my goodness me. Todor now into Vlad to Todor, into Stanchev. Oh my goodness me, what is going on? Stanchev over to Hubachev. Hubachev's in. Oh my god, we've scored 30 seconds into this game. This is absolutely incredible. What has just happened? I don't even know. That was an amazing strike from Hubachev and Hubchev, sorry. I say some of these players' names wrong, and I do apologise. That's Hubchev. But this is an amazing, amazing pass from Stanchev to see the vision there. And Hubchev makes the run, and he fires it to the keeper's near post. So the keeper should potentially be getting that. But 1-0 up here. Our first shot on target. We've scored it. And Lokomotiv Sofia enter 6th place, meaning we go into the championship group. We go into 5th, actually, which could be absolutely incredible. And we are still going here as 12 minutes in. Here we go. We've got another highlight. I have to admit, this change of formation has been absolutely impressive. It's been just incredible to see the way that we play this game. And Burakov can come forward with Vlad. Vlad out to Todor. Todor now, he's going all the way into Stanchev. Stanchev goes to Nikolov, into Papazov. Papazov out wide, you've got to play that. And Hubachev is now coming into their area. What can he do? Can he deliver a ball over to Burakov? He can. Burakov to Vlad. It's a penalty. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, goodness. Who am I going to put on? I'm going to have to put Burakov on it. He's got fantastic finishing. Not great at penalties, but hopefully that doesn't matter. He can send us into 2 up in this game and potentially sending us into that championship group as Burakov places the ball on the spot. He scores, gets in, it's 2-0. Come on. And the revival of Lokomotiv Sofia, he gets his 22nd goal of the season. He's out on one, I have to admit. He's just been absolutely incredible this whole season. And there we are. Lokomotiv Sofia are 2-0 up. We sit in 6th position. We've knocked Chernomor down. Chernomor are losing 1-0 to Minyor Pernik, which is absolutely huge. And oh no, Papazov's injured. Oh God, that's not good. Yordanov, you're coming on. I'm going to point my finger at you. Have faith in you. Come on, let's go. Big episode and a big game for Yordanov to come on and potentially make his mark as a Lokomotiv Sofia player. He's one of our own. The fans are singing it as soon as he comes on. He's already had a few, I think he's already been on for Lokomotiv Sofia a few times. A few appearances under his belt. But it's 2-0. Oh, God, I thought it was going to half time. But here we go. There's another highlight, 45 minutes in here. And here they come. But Stoev's misheaded it. And Isildur's in and he scored. But it's been disallowed. Get in. Get out of here, Levski. Come on. Get in. That is huge as an offside, because that could potentially make a real impact if we were going in. But this is absolutely shocking defending from Stoev. He misses his header, already on a yellow card, and unfortunately, oh goodness me, fortunately we managed to get into half-time 2-0 up. Heading into that dressing room, don't get complacent. Midfielders, I'm going to point my fingers. There's a lot more to come from you. Midfielders, there's a lot more to come from you. Attackers, I'm going to outstretch my arms. I'm delighted with your performance in the final third. And hopefully Lokomotiv Sofia can keep pushing through and potentially we can stay on and go and win this game. As Nanchev can come forward and Gauchev's there. Oh no, they've scored. Just as I was saying that, 50 minutes in, they've made it 2-1. Gauchev finds the net. And Lokomotiv Sofia are still 2-1 up, but they've put a bit of grain of doubt into the Lokomotiv and the Railway men's minds. And this is potentially a big goal scored from them. And Burakov and Stanchev can come forward. Stanchev's been tackled. Nanchev's there. And Simonov can reclaim possession for Lokomotiv Sofia. Where's he going to go to? I don't know where he's going. He's going all the way back to Stoev, but that's his young mind playing, and he's messed up. And Stoev tries to hack him. And Isildur's scored, and it's 2-2. You cannot give players that amount of space, Stoev. And we are now level, but that is a terrible, terrible pass from Simonov, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the youngster in him has messed up, and Isildur capitalises to make it 2-2. I'm going to have to give the boys a bit more encouragement. And Nanchev can deliver a ball in here, and he goes all the way to Krakev. Simonov's there. Oh, God, they've changed. Oh, for fuck's sake, Simonov. Well, that's the frailties at the back from Lokomotiv Sofia, being 2-0 up to 3-2 down. This is an absolutely horrendous game. And we really do deserve to be in the position that we're in. Players just are not... Oh, we've had such a good grip on this game. Right, okay, I'm going to have to make a few changes as all our players are being on the card. Simonov, you're going to have to come off, and Bostanov's going to come on. Stoev, I can't do anything about that. You're just going to have to stay on, and hopefully we can get a bit more attacking width into our team as Chernomor are winning their game, I believe. Oh my God, this pisses me off. Do something. Put a challenge in, for God's sake. Don't just stand there. Nanchev delivering a ball now, and oh my God, Vassal got just enough to tip it over. But we are getting dominated here. Right. Vlad, you're going to go as a ball-winning midfield, box-to-box, and on support. Oh, God, this has been absolutely horrendous as we've been absolutely obliterated here. And, God, they've really changed this game around. I'm going to berate my team because they've been absolutely awful for the last 15 minutes. And here we go, 80 minutes in, Nanchev delivers a ball, and Berry's there, and Ilev is there. But, come on, you've got to get to that. Goes out wide, and Nanchev can now come forward for Levski. He fires in a ball all the way over to Ilev, into Toshib. Oh, Isidor's in, man. This is so infuriating. Right, changing the tactic. Stanchev, you're going to be coming off. Unless Steph can... Who is it? Who can play there? Is it Vlad as a defensive midfielder? You can go as a half-back on defend. Preslav Burakov, I mean, you're not going to be able to play there, but hopefully putting someone in a bit more of a defensive back line might actually help this team out to actually put their fucking asses up and potentially go on and play. As Nanchev can claim possession, he fires over to Terziev, and Terziev can come forward, and Krayev is there, fires a ball out to Toshiba. Isidor's in. How has that not gone in? We are somehow still in this game, and I am so confused as to what is happening. We have been absolutely dominated in the past 15 minutes from Levski, and they still haven't been able to capitalise on this, as Nanchev in the 82nd minute has a potential chance to put it 4-2 and put this game to bed, as they just can't seem to score. But this is absolutely... Toshiba's coming through. What is going on? They're passing around us like we're literally... It's blooming tiki-taka style. I'm going to berate my team because they've been absolutely awful here. And we have absolutely deserved to lose this game. You cannot lose it like that. 93 minutes, 94, 95. We lose the game 3-2. And we had the chance. I'm going to throw the water bottle. I'm far from pleased. Yeah, you're all demotivated. What do you expect? You played like shit. And Levski win the game 3-2, sorry. And we've been absolutely demoralised. All the fans are pissed off, presumably so. I would be too. But we still have a chance going into the final game of this episode. And Papazov is injured. Great. Oh my God, he's out for 2 months. Don't worry. Oh God, that is horrendous. Right, Yordanov, you're going to have to come on as... Jesus, why did you have to go and do that to yourself, man? Oh, that's so crap. And Simonov has been suspended as well. This is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't realise this has happened. Well, there we are, guys. Well, that is the first game of the episode finished here. And we go on to the second First League preliminary phase game against Botev, who are top of the table. And somehow, if we win and Chernomor lose, we go into the championship group. And if we go into that championship group, we could then potentially rack up potentially sitting in 6th, because I don't think we're going to go through. So I personally would like to either stay at 7th, get a win, and potentially Chernomor winning that game, because I see that this is going to be a huge issue. If we go into that championship group, I just think we're just going to get dominated. We're not going to have a chance of potentially going into Europe if we go into that championship group. I just think there's too many good teams that are in that group that potentially will just knock us out. So what I'll do, I'll fast forward the game, and we'll be back for the Botev Plodvid game for the final game of the season and the final game of the episode. So don't go anywhere, and I'll see you in the Botev game. Welcome back, everyone, to the final game of the episode here with Botev Plodvid against Lokomotiv Sofia. And it's going to be a huge one. This one can dictate whether we go into that championship group or we stay in 7th. I just looked on our league table performance. So last season... Obviously, we won the European Cup. We won the Bulgarian Cup, and we finished this season on 33 points. So we currently are on 36 points. So meaning we have managed to best our season by 3 points if that's how this season ends. So realistically, we currently are now, I think it's safe to say, we are pretty much a mid-table side for the Bulgarian First League. And as a club on a whole, we are sort of a self-reliant first league team and mid-table club. So it's now finding out ways on how to basically move up the leagues and sort of break the deadlock between the teams that are in the championship group and how we do. So there's a few players that are being brought in, and we'll go through them in the next episode. When they come in the I think it's in the next few months. We'll have a discussion about who those players are and how they're going to impact this save. But at the moment, we don't care about that. We care about the Botev game. That's today. Still playing that 4-3-3. And hopefully we can go out. I'm going to change our higher defensive line. I'm going to move them back down to sort of standard and standard. I'm going to take off the offside trap because I just don't like the offside trap anymore. It's just something that I'm really not grown to like. I'm going to try what we played at the end, which was Vlad playing as a deep line playmaker on support. He was playing as a box-to-box, which was Steph. And here we go. So this is a bit more of the formation that I wanted to sort of style of play, which was a sort of Liverpool-esque formation, and just to see if this works. And just remember that this is the last game of the episode, so it doesn't really matter. And here we go. So let's go and start this game against Barui, who are currently top of the table. So if we get battered, please just understand that I just want to make sure that we go through and we stay up, and we go into the second league split. So here we go. Game is going to be starting. So we go into the dressing room. I'm going to be saying this is a great opportunity to show everyone who's behind you. Midfielders, I have faith in your hands together. Point my fingers. I've got faith. Everyone's motivated going into this game, which is absolutely brilliant. And here we go. We start the game. It is Botev Plodvid, who are top of the table, up against Lokomotiv Sofia, and it's going to be a really, really tough game. I have to admit, this is going to be an absolute crazy game. And here we go, 10 minutes in, sorry, there's a highlight, and Nendelev can come forward, and oh my god, please don't give us one of these age shots outside the area. And Burbano can come forward. He's going to play out wide to Totti, and Totti's going to fire a ball in, and Pantalev's there. Oh my goodness me, what a save from Vasil. And we managed to survive, and it's 0-0 still. I don't know how on earth he didn't score that. That was absolutely ridiculous. And here we go. So if we win today, we go into the championship group. And if we lose, we obviously go in. What has just happened? Stanchev, what are you doing? Oh my god. What is this play? Look at this. It's gone nowhere near you. Oh, for fuck's sake. You didn't need to even go near it. It was going to get... Oh, it was going to be cleared as well. Right, I'm going to encourage the boys, because obviously we're going to be dominated this game. As Kirchev can bring it forward, he just fires it out to Burakov. To be fair, it's not even a bad pass. And Burakov can fire it, and hopefully Hubachev can get to that. He does, and Vlad goes all the way out to Nikolov. Nikolov back to Hubchev, and Burakov is there, but unfortunately it gets cleared, and now here come Botev, and Nendelev can come forward, and Borobano can come and collect, and they're just, controlling possession as they always do. And Kristan can come forward now. He's coming all the way to the outside of our box. He gets past Nikolov, beats one man, beats another. Nendelev's there, and it's gone in, and it's 2-0. And I think this is going to be the end of us in sort of trying to go for that championship group. I'm going to change him as a halfback. Going to have you as a ball-winning midfielder on support. Oh, this just hasn't gone to plan. I'm going to take Stanchev off, and I'm going to have someone who can dictate the midfield a bit more as Todor. He's going to come on playing as... Oh, what do we play you as? Advanced playmaker on attack. Hopefully that starts to make an impact on this save, as Yordanov can come forward. Hubchev, and Yordanov's going all the way forward, and Jonathan can clear, or Jonathan, I don't know how you say that. I think it's Jonathan or Jonathan. And here we go, 26 minutes in. They've got a highlight. How did I even guess that? And Nendelev can fire a ball in, and Chernev's there, and he's just managed to head it over. Luckily, Lokomotiv Sofia are only 2-0 down here. It could be completely different. And, yeah. And, oh, God, there's another fucking highlight. 32 minutes in. as they come forward and Stoev clears it, and it's just gone straight back. This recycle of possession for them is just getting on my nerves now, and we've got no one that's even going and collecting. And here they come. Jonathan's coming all the way in. He's going to set it back. Ahmed's there, and it's 3-0, and we are well and truly out of this game. 2 games on this episode that are probably going to be us losing, which is pissing me off and does my head in. Going to have to go more defensive. Out of possession, going to have to definitely step back and lower our midfield and our players, and somehow we've got to sort of hit them on the counter attack. I'm going to encourage them, as they've just been absolutely dreadful this game. And here we go, coming into, oh my goodness me, we have potentially a highlight as we've got the ball with Hubchev over to Yordanov back to Hubchev, can he deliver a ball in? He can. Todor's back stick, and no, it's a counter attack for them. Brilliant, love that. As, oh no, maybe not. Vlad can come and claim the ball. As Vlad can get the ball back to Stoev, and Stoev now, what's he going to do? Plays it into Kirchev. Kirchev all the way out to Bastonov, and Bastonov fires a ball into Burakov. Burakov's in, and oh no, how have you missed that? Oh, for fuck's sake, that could have been 3-1, and we might have potentially got back into this game. Right, going into the dressing room now. I'm not happy with performance. You were awful out there. I'm furious with your defensive work, furious with your midfield work, furious with your work up front. Everyone's motivated, and here we go. I'm going to encourage the boys, and hopefully they can start to pick it up in this game going forward, and potentially, we might be able to go forward in this save. Obviously, as I see on the table, a lot of teams are sort of pressing us and trying to get up our backside for that 7th place spot. I'm going to berate the team. Hopefully that inspires a bit more sort of oomph into them. It clearly hasn't shown. And Nendelev has been the heartbeat of... Oh, great, of course he has. And we're going to put us back onto balance, because in case maybe we might want to come out a bit more. Yep, Steph Ilev, you come on. I don't care about you. This has been an awful game. Oh, something just tells me I don't even want to put this episode up. It's been absolutely awful. And there it is, full time. We've lost 3-0 to Botev, and Botev go top of the table. And I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance out there. It's been absolutely dreadful. But we make it into the second split. I'm going to say it's just one of those days we were well beaten. Well, we were well beaten. We absolutely dominated that game. And Chernomor get a point. They're in 6th. They managed to go through. Botev, we managed to get smacked at the arse, and Minyo Pernik tried to come back but couldn't, unfortunately. And what about CSK? They drew, so that's good, and we still hold 2 points clear at the top of the table when it splits. And here we go. We've managed to secure the second qualifying of the second phase, as Hubachev can... who is it? Lokomotiv, great wins along the Tory, the 4-0 of Slavia Sofia. Well, there we are. So we've managed to secure ourselves the split, and we go into the second split, 7th place, 2 points clear of 8th, which means that we are in the pole position to get European places playoff final. We go into that, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, make sure you're notified, so whenever I put the videos up, you will be 100% notified and you know when they go live. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I do apologise for us losing 2 on the bounce. It's really pissed me off, because we came into this game really, really good, in a good sort of form. But unfortunately, Levski and Botev, it just shows you the difference in class when you go into those sort of splits. And, these teams going into 1st and 6th are just absolutely incredible. And, well, there we are. Thank you ever so much. I hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next episode, where I'll be talking through some of the transfers and also the split and who we're going to be playing as our first sort of games. If there's a good few games that come up, I may do sort of like the last 2 games that split in this save, and hopefully by then we should potentially be looking at either going into the European Places playoff or potentially maybe not. And that means that this episode and this season has been a bit of a fail, I think, for Ludogorets, because I think obviously for Lokomotiv Sofia, because obviously we came into this, we won the cup, and we really sort of are trying to get that sort of European places for next season. But with that in mind, thank you ever so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode on Season 3, Episode 8. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.